Guys, welcome back to Talking Charts. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend so far and getting prepared for the session ahead. I took a few days off. I was out camping to detox my body, and I'm back to the charts and I'm doing this quick recap and analysis for the next sessions. Okay, so we're gonna go diving straight into the charts and let's start with pound USD. My recap will go from last week. I think last week's recap had something like this, where I was expecting price to come down a little bit to this buy zone and take off. All right. And that actually happened, but it didn't come all the way down to this buy zone here. Price actually just ended at this quick support that was formed here. All right. So if you look at this, price dumped a little bit because we had the price from here that night. And not only did that happen, but price actually has a retracement up before it came down to the support area. So what am I seeing here right now is that my plan did work, but not 100% the way I expected it, or 95% the way I expected it. But it did have a little bit of a pullback before the rise up. So if you look at this, and at this area had a resistance zone, but price shot through it like that. So resistance and resistance now. If you're looking at all of this, these zones are all marked before they even happened. So I had a plan like this resistance. This one got taken off and we went up again to the second resistance, which is right here. This is the top resistance for this pair, because going back in the 30 minutes, you will see that price actually had a big dump from here. All right. So looking at this right now, I don't think we're going to go above this area. Coming sessions, we might not be able to go above this area, but that is it for the recap. All right. Price shooting above 135.57 or 135.80 will take us all the way back to this top resistance here. The next resistance on this will be all the way here at 137.50 or 136.50, give or take, right here. Okay, so let's clean this out and start from the top. See what we have. All right, 4 hours on this pair. We did break a kind of a downtrend. All right, if we're looking at this, this pair sold off a couple of weeks ago, but we have this right now. Okay, we have something like this right now. A top, and another top here, which is a downtrend, but now price shot above it. So if you're looking at that and you want to say, what is the next zones where you can buy, where you can sell? First of all, we have this resistance here. You have to mark this up, all right? Price will have a hard time going through here. And if price breaks this resistance, the next one you're looking at is at 136.80. And the second will be around this price area here. Because I don't think the sellers will want to wait to price get to 37, because seeing the sell already happened, they might want to get their profit as soon as possible. All right, so you want to mark the zones for sales and understand that a break above one takes you to the next. Okay, a break above 136, 135.59 or 80 takes you to 136.02 or 136.95, give or take. All right, two sell zones: resistance, supply. Okay, I don't want to bring this one. I want to bring it all the way to 37.46, because it's a good place to sell if you want to wait all the way here at 136. At 137, 137.40 is a good zone to sell at. But I am not waiting for price to get here for safety reasons. Okay, if I am gonna buy this pair, I will take my profits around here. I won't wait for this because of this big candle here. See this big 4 hour candle? It's not something to let go easily. Okay. That being said, if we bring this down to the 30 minutes where I usually get my entries, I would see that we broke this trend line, and my next buy zones will still be first here at 134.90. Okay, it's a good spot to buy. If I want to buy this, I'll buy here. I'm buying this here because of volume profile, where there was a massive move after a consolidation. Okay, which is why I want to buy from there. So if you look at this, this is a kind of a demand area and volume profile, because we had a consolidation here and we had this big move. Price retraced but didn't get all the way down to this area. So I have this area marked up, and I'll mark this as green. It's where you can buy the pound USD. Okay, and if you want to have a second zone to buy, all you got to do is wait for price to retouch another area here, which I will mark around this area here at 134.57, because the consolidation and a move up always gives you a second chance when price retests these areas, okay? And also this is where the trend line was, right? This is a trend line break area. If price comes back here and this is respected, then we want to see a good move from that area, okay? So basically a plan could work like this, okay? That's the first plan that could work. Second plan that could work would be maybe this, and this. All right. So I have these two plans. Looking at price action right now, still the pound is weak for some reason, which is okay because we are in a supply area. Okay, you don't let me deceive by this. If you see this, this area here is really marked up as where people are willing to sell this pair. All right. So if price gets back there, you want to sell it and mark up your demands and your supplies If this supply area breaks, if we break above this, then the next option is this. All right. If we break below this, the next option is this. So you want to watch these two levels on the pound USD in the coming sessions. All right. That being said, that's all I have for the pound USD. I am just a day trader. I'm not a swing trader. Maybe for swings, people have deeper zones to buy, but I use a combination of demand and supply and volume profile, and they have both given me these two zones for the next week, I think. All right, if we are dumping all the way down here to this other the demand here, then I think the pound is just gonna die flat, right? If we're coming all the way here to this little buy area here, then the pound is basically just dying. Okay, and if you look at this, we also have a support here, which aligns with this trend line, but yeah, it's a far reach. Okay, it's a far reach for this pair to come all the way down to 133.87, but that is still fine if it happened. So you want to watch volume, you want to watch price action, and if you have your indicators, you want to watch this as well. All right, but not much indicators here to like tell me what I'm doing right now. Just a VWAP, 9 EMA, and my volume profile area. So we have consolidation and up, another consolidation, fake out, and up. So these two zones are good areas to buy, good area to sell, second good area to sell. Okay, that's the pound USD. Let us move over to the US dollars, Japanese yen. Price is kind of showing up right now. I'm doing this as price is talking, okay? And if you go back to my previous analysis, a recap, this was a 90% that I told you guys about, the 95%, and it actually did happen. How did it happen? I said price was around this area. We're going to retrace to this zone, which we did. If you look at this, price actually did retrace from here. It came down and shot up, right? Is there a picture perfect for anyone to see? You can see this. I'm not making this up. Go back to my previous analysis where I said 95% win rate setup found on the pound USD, sorry, on the USDJPY. We had a consolidation, price retraced back to this area and took off. It is written here. And now we are in the supply area here where price actually did sold off from there. You see? So if you entered here in this area, the buy zone area, and you took your profits, maybe here, half of this arrow, you're good, right? You made almost 100 pips there. There's a 100 pip move there. Now, price is currently trying to retrace there, but my plan on this pair right now, if you want to start all over again, if we're going to start all over again, the price is still consolidating kind of in the 4 hour. To be honest, with the pound, with the USDJPY, price is not giving any good moves except these two, which I'm going to draw resistance 148.90 resistance right there. Okay, and we have supply. Give me a second. We have supply right here at 150.66. Okay, now where is demand zones at, the support areas at? Supports will be right here on 47.25. We have for support areas there, but I'm gonna go in 30 minutes to give you guys exactly what I'm looking at in this pair right now. But seeing this, we are probably trading in between these boxes, and they have made like a great breakout out of there. So if you want to look at this, I will go on the 30 minutes and get my buy zones and my sell zones, which will bring me to this area, which is clearly marked. If you look at this, I have support here, 146-ish, 146.50 is a good area to buy this pair. We have a first zone here, which is kind of not very strong. This zone is not a very strong zone to buy anything. Okay, this is not very strong, but if you want to buy, you want to buy right here. Okay, you want to buy around this price area of 146.57. It's a good demand zone, consolidation and a move up. All right. So if price is to retrace to this area, have a little confidence that there might be a move to the opposite direction. All right. I'm asking you to short right now. There is no point shorting unless there is a high volume telling you let's short this. Okay. So not only is it a demand area, it's just kind of a support area as well. So if price is to break below the support, then we are coming all the way down to 144.42. If that happens, okay. If that happens, then this is the next area where you want to look for buy areas, for buys on this pair. Okay, so two zones marked. Wait for price to catch up to your zones, and you take your trades from there. Wait and execute and profit. If you just get in when it's some time to get in, you get smoked. All right. It looks like price is trying to get up here, but believe me, it is weak. All right, this is just a liquidity grab as far as I'm concerned. Right? But what I can tell is price could maybe retrace to 147.68, this area, possibly. I'm not saying it will. Okay, so we can have something like this, or if I want to draw this, it may be something like that, and dump here, then take it from here. Okay, so basically, wait for a little bit of a retracement, dump, pick it up, and go up. All right, I will just put my arrows because I always do this little arrow things that people like this. Okay, wait for the little retracement there and take the dump from there to our buy area. Okay, wait, yeah, buy area, then you can take it from the buy area to the next resistance at 148.52. All right, so that is what I have for the US dollars, Japanese yen, buy zones, sell zones, resistance zones, supply zones, and a third supply zone all the way up right here. Another buy zones at 144.50. But what I'm looking at for the coming sessions of the coming week is 144 is at 146.40 or 146.57. Okay, give or take that area. So wait for your price to hit and take it from there. Okay. The next chart I'm going to look at right now is the Great British Pound Japanese Yen. I think this is one of those pairs that I love to trade, and so I trade this as well. From next week, I will be doing a gold analysis on these pairs. So keep in mind that I will start doing gold analysis because I think a lot of people ask for that too. So last week recap, my vision was retracement and shoot up. Did it happen? It did happen. But as I can tell, price does not respect your views all the time or perfectly. So price was around this area consolidating. Then I was expecting a dump, a little bit of retracement to this buy area, which price probably did, but not so much. Because if you look at this, you see the retracement actually did happen here, then took off all the way. And that happened, but not all the way to these buy zones, but price just took off from there all the way here. But still, this is a very weak area. If you see the price action here, there was buying activity, but not as good as you want to believe that it was a demand zone, right? So the buying activity was really slow, small, very small candles, and small candles mean that the big guys are not in. So we're having like we're just having like a buy dump, buy dump, buy dump, shoot up. So things like this are very sketchy. Sometimes you want to wait out because they don't really give you a good price action or belief of the volume. If you look at the volume here, volume is really low and it shoots up, comes back, still stays low. So this is a sign that price is not actually doing a good move. But now we have this area here. I'm seeing good moves here, good big candles for both buys and sells. So what is the plan moving forward? I'll clear this out for the pound Japanese yen. what do I see in the next coming session? If I look at this, I will take first this consolidation that already happened and price already tapped from it. So we had this consolidation here and price already got some good stuff from it. You might want to wait for price to get back to this area and take some few buys. Okay, the current price is not good to buy in it because price is just doing a liquidity grab, and we have a double top here, which a lot of people that we trade. Double tops is delta sign. You can resell in that area, but price cannot go back to a double top unless it wants to get above a double top, right? So picture perfect double top, but this is 5 minutes, so let's take it to the 4 hours so we can get more details on that. So 4 hours, the double top is valid. If I bring it all the way here, the double top is still valid, all right, because price actually came there and sold off in a kind of a resistance zone. So what am I seeing here right now? Price might have to retrace a little bit more to a zone like 196.61, maybe support. Okay, a zone like this is a good support for this pair before we can retest the supply again. All right, so that being said, you want to watch these two zones in the 4 hour if you're a swing trader. Okay, these two zones are good zones. And what I want to say is if we break above one, this is all 199, which is, yeah, 199. If you break above 199 and we're seeing the 200s again, so I want to look at something like this: retracement, break above, test as support, then we go. All right, that's what I want to see on this pair right now. And we come all the way to this 205 area of last year August. If you want to wait for price to come to this area, you look at a retracement, maybe take over from here, come down and go up. And also we have our news on the pound this coming Tuesday, I think, which will greatly affect this pair. Also, we have power speaking. You know what happens when this fundamental issues rise like this. There's big movements on these pairs, right? So if the CPI on the pound is a good thing, then a move like this is very possible. If it is bought on this pair, then we could dump all the way to the support area right here. Okay, so 30 minutes too choppy. Support, you want to buy it maybe in those areas. Another support area you're going to buy here. But I don't see much on this pair right now. I just know we're in a resistance zone. Expect a little bit of a sell-off before retracement. Or we could just be on a trading range till the pound gives us the news on the CPI, right? But I know if I want to buy this pair, I'll buy the support area here. And I want to sell or sell the resistance area here. Okay, so this is what the pound can give us, this and this. Maybe we just consolidate here to the news, or like this and shoot up. Okay, so not much to see, not much to say. I'm just looking at volume, the volume on the price right now, and that is where my trades will happen. All right, but still I have these zones marked where I'm interested in taking my buys and interested in taking my sells. So if these areas do not get triggered, I don't take buys, neither do I take sells. Right now, price could basically resell for 199.95. I don't know. But yeah, if you want to buy this pair, wait for a bit of retracement, maybe do a London session, retraces, then you get in long, right? It's a very, very choppy price action here. We're nothing to see a big dump retracement, and we went above the resistance, which was good. So we might have to come back and retest that resistance, which is not support. Basically, that's all I see here, okay? The next pair I want to look at right now is the USD CAD. USD CAD 2 is kind of choppy. The 4 hour, exactly not much to see. And my trade recap last week, I think I had to work on that too. So price had this great move up, then sold off again. And what do I see here? Basically nothing. I don't see anything. But I can bring you closer to some demand zones, which you can look at. Demand and supply zones on this pair, which you can actually look for buys and sells. That's all I can see on this pair right now. We still have the supply still looking good. All right, price came there and sold off. We have a resistance zone right now on this big ass sold candle here, which is very, very confusing sometimes, but I'll go into 30 minutes and give you where you can look for buys and sells on this pair right now. So coming down to 30 minutes, I have buy zones here, support areas, another support. See that actually did happen. Support came down, retested it. These are all zones that I marked last week. Okay. But for the coming session, we might be in a box, a trading box right now. And the next area to buy this pair for a good zone to buy is still here. We have this big candle here, and also this price came down. You see the big candle actually got bought already. If you look at this, so there's a big candle here, and price went up, came back. We tested this buy area here. All right, so big candle, price goes up all the way. We tested it and overtook this resistance here. Okay, so maybe you want to wait for a retracement to this area to look for buys. Okay, 137.75 is a good place to look for buys on this pair. Right now, 138.15. Is that good for us? Maybe, maybe not. We don't really know. I don't really know what the price is going to do. Trump and the Canadian government having a hard time coming to an agreement on the trade and all that. So price could reflect that, and we'll see how it goes. Also, there is news on the Canadian dollar in a few days as well. So I think the CPI or something like that is coming up in a few days, and that usually affects the US dollars and the Canadian dollar, right? So we still have the supply zone here waiting. So price might do a bit of a movement towards that zone because the buyers buy in search of sellers, all right? And the sellers will sell in search of buyers. That is how trading works, okay? Buyers in search of sellers, and sellers sell in search of buyers. If you understand what I just said, you understand how the stock market works, and you understand how forex work. All right. When you see price going up, it means there are buyers who are looking for these sellers. They know there are sellers up here willing to buy at this price. Okay. So sellers go like, or buyers go like, oh, I see a seller up here, so I'm going to buy down here and come to this guy who's going to sell. Right. This the seller is going to buy my product. Right. So I buy here, meet the seller, and sell to them, and they're gonna buy it, right? Or they're gonna sell it from there, and when it's going down, when price is retracing down, is looking for what? Buyers. When price is going down, buyers are buying; they're not selling. So when price comes down, you're buying in the at the bottoms, and you're selling at the tops, right? Because there are sellers there and there are buyers here. That is how this market works. I'm going to do a whole video to illustrate how this work in detail. And one other pair I was looking at trying to get into is Euro USD, because I think I caught a glimpse of some good zones on the Euro USD here for buys and sells. Sometimes it's a good pair to trade, but it could be very slow sometimes too. So Euro USD is a good buy zone in this area. I'll mark it up for anyone that wants to trade Euro USD today. I see a good zone here on the 30 minutes. For the Euro USD, I'm looking for a retracement towards 1600s where I can get buys there, okay? I can pick up buys in Euro USD in this area, and that will be good because we have a very large consolidation, and price took off from there. Price came down, but not all the way to the consolidation, and price went up again. Still, it is very choppy, which means we might still have a good move to the downside, maybe towards, if this doesn't work, then we're looking for price to go up, all right, from there. So basically, we want to wait for these areas to trigger, then we take our buys and our sells. Price right now, looking at this supply zone or resistance up here, the Euro USD at 137, at 175, 117.52. It's an area to sell this pair. And if you want to buy it at 115.80 is a good spot to buy, or you can buy at 115 or 116.15 or 11600 is also a good area to buy. So if you buy 11600 and it breaks that, it comes to 116.80, that's 20 pips, and your stop loss should be more than 20 pips, right? So 116 or 115.85 ish is where you should look for good a good price on this pair for buyers. All right. That being said, guys, not much to do here, not much to say here. Um, You want to look at the price action, look at it, look at your charts, and when price hits your levels, you sell. It hits your levels, you buy. All right, people. So that's been talking charts. My recap for this past session and my plan coming up in the next week. Okay, you want to hit the like and subscribe. Comment on this charts, and if you have any questions, you ask me. If you think I'm talking off charts, still let me know. But talking charts talks what it sees, and the charts talk if you listen. All right, guys. So have a great session ahead, and success in your trading.